Here we are on the shores of a beautiful lake discussing septics and their impact on our cottage and lake environments. Everything has an impact or potential impact on the lake at the cottage because everything drains into the lakes. In past cottage times, back to 100, 150 years ago, the outhouse was the obvious place for disposing of human waste, shall we say. In recent years, the advent of septic systems have made for a much more pleasant cottage experience and allowed longer times and more pleasant visits at the cottage. However, as septic systems have aged over the years, it's become more and more important to take care of them, and I'm going to discuss a little bit about how they operate. The basic septic system that most of us have at our cottage consists of a septic tank and a tile field. And the tile field is a series of pipes buried in the yard at the cottage where the resulting effluent that comes out of the septic tank leaches into the ground and is absorbed by the soil around the cottage and migrates its way into various levels of soil and into the water table and eventually into the lake. The system operates on a very simple principle of one drop in is one drop out. So every drop of water you've ever flushed down the toilet or down the sink is resulting into that exact amount being deposited into your cottage environment. As septic systems age at the cottage, a series of problems can occur. One of which is broken pipes or leaky septic tanks. And the negative effect of that on our cottage or lake environments is, of course, the release of nutrients into the environment. And what the nutrients do is they have the potential to cause algae blooms, which ages it's called eutrophication, and it ages the lakes at a very rapid rate due to excessive algae growth. And this is more and more becoming a problem in cottage country and is definitely connected to improper or malfunctioning septic systems. Besides the release of nutrients when septics are malfunctioning, they can also release pathogens and viruses into the environment. Not to mention toxic chemicals and other things that are produced in the tank. A septic system can be basically trouble-free for the lifetime of your cottage. The key is preventative maintenance. My number one recommendation is to have your septic system inspected and or pumped out every 3 years, as this can give you advance warning of potential physical problems in the septic tank, such as cracked tanks or leaking tanks, wet areas in the tile field. And make sure you always use a licensed inspector to do this kind of job, and your septic hauler as well should be licensed by the MOE. A few words about tile beds or leaching fields, which are a significant part of your wastewater system at the cottage and represent the most significant investment in the wastewater system. It's very important to keep trees and shrubs at least 10 feet or 3 meters away from the edge of your tile field, as their roots can penetrate the tiles and the pipes in your field and fill them with roots, preventing moisture from being absorbed by your tile field. Also, keeping vehicles off the tile field is very important because they can not only damage the pipes but compress the soil, again resulting in very poor absorption by the tile field. Even in the winter, as they can compress the snow cover, resulting in more frost penetration into the tile field, causing it to freeze up, which is not a good situation, especially at Christmas. Choose plants as ground cover such as native wildflowers, Dutch white clover, or grass seed if you want to have a lawn over the tile field. Keep heavy machinery, also like ATVs and snowmobiles, off the tile field. Remember, everything that goes down the drain at the cottage has a potential impact on our lake environment. Be sure to use products which are biodegradable, phosphate and chlorine free. Have your system maintained every 3 to 5 years by a professional, and preserve the cottage environment for future generations to come.